ahead, we're on the run. Feel the breeze, see the sights. Adventure calls, it's pure delight. Great Lakes Ventures, let's dive in. Great Lakes Ventures, let's dive in. Great times, great vibes, let the fun begin. From the shoreline to the open blue, this journey's made for me and you. Great Lakes Ventures, come along for the ride.
Yeah, here we are
Nassau
in
Bahamas.
the Bahamas one more time.
It's a windy day.
We're gonna go check out downtown, see what they got for flavors and sights, and
Oh yeah.
make it a day.
Yes, friends, we're doing the Essential Nassau Sights and Flavor Tour. And this is a private tour, so you can only get it done via the ship's shore excursion. So you can purchase it on the app or at the desk on your cruise. It's a windy day, but that's not going to stop us because guess what? The sun is out and shining. We have a few stops to do and I'm going to take you on all those stops. I am so happy we decided on this tour because, man, I tell you, it was a full day of fun and excitement.
But they're not poisonous nor venomous. So you won't find any poisonous or venomous snakes or spiders, alligators, crocodiles, lions, tigers, or bears around the island.
It's the people you gotta worry about.
What's that?
That's the people you gotta worry about.
Well, yes and no.
He means us.
Yeah.
I always talk about me. But I'm under contract by my wife. Can't do much stuff. Alright. So as we move along, ladies and gentlemen, on the street right here is known as Parliament Street, and in front of on the Parliament Street and Bay Street, you can find this building here, pink and white, trim green with the pink, trim white with the green shutters. That's the House of Parliament. That's our Parliament House right there. That's where the Prime Minister and members of Parliament will do the business for the Bahamas. Now we have what is called a parliamentary system. That's where we'll have election every 5 years and we'll vote our Prime Minister in. Let's pull over here for a quick little stop so we can take a view of the statue of Queen Victoria. It was said that Queen Victoria was just 18 years of age when she became Queen of England and over these islands. Something that the people remember about Queen Victoria is that she aborted slavery in 1838 here in the Bahamas. Also on the opposite side there you have a statue of Sir Milo B. Butler. Sir Milo B. Butler was the very first Bahamian Governor General who served from 1973 until 1979, and shortly in the month of June he passed away. Now on this island here we have a population of over 274,000. The entire population of the Bahamas is just under 500,000. This would be the most populated island of all of the Bahama Islands here in the Bahamas. Miles from east to west, 7 miles from north to south. It is not the smallest nor the largest island in the Bahamas, but it is centrally located of all of the Bahama Islands, or what we call the family of islands. Now the bus that I'm driving on is similar to the bus we use for our public busing system, known as the jitney. They label at different numbers, depending on different routes or different parts of the island they're going to go. They're not allowed to do pickup at the front door of any hotels or at the cruise port nor airport. To use one of those buses, their fare starts at $1.50 for adults. Senior citizens pay 75 cents. Junior high school kids pay 50 cents. And senior high school kids pay $1. So they'll start their rotation at 5 a.m. in the morning and ends at 7 p.m. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to have our first off-the-bus stop at the Bahamas Rum Cake Factory. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Rum Cake Factory has been around since 2000, but the recipe has been around for a very, very long time. Now, these cakes are approved by the United States Customs, so if you care to take some back for some friends or family, you can do so. The Bahamas Rum Cake believe in their cake, so they're going to give you 2 samples of their rum cake. It's going to be a pina
more for $22.50.
So, okay, folks, as we continue on here, over to my left, the pink and white structure known as the Land and Survey Department. Now, these office and government buildings are labeled in different colors depending on what they're used for.
Oh.
All right. Now, our fuel station here, Rubens, took over from Texaco a few years ago. Our fuel prices are now at $5.50 a gallon for regular fuel, and diesel fuel is at $4.90 a gallon.
Wow. We pay like
Is that bad?
$3.
Too much.
How bad is it?
Double what we pay.
It's double?
Yeah. What we pay.
Hold up. What do you pay?
$2.90.
Florida, 290, 280.
Where you at?
Florida.
Right across the street? You're messing with me, right? Are you messing with me, man?
Serious.
What do we pay? $3.50. We pay $3.50. Diesel's like.
Yeah.
So diesel costs more than gas?
Yeah. It's the opposite.
You know, you got my head spinning now.
These days cheaper in the
But
Caribbean.
ladies and gentlemen, as we go over the bridge here, this is known as the Sidney Poitier Bridge.
Nice.
Built back in 1998. And just as we climb over the bridge, over to your left, you'll see the beach soccer field. Right there, yes, we play beach soccer here in the Bahamas in the sand. Also, you can see where your ship is docked. Here in the islands of the Bahamas, our port has been extended to hold a maximum of 6 cruise ships at once. Great provision for all of the Royal Cruise ship that comes here to the island, knowing that they have the largest cruise ship on the water today. Also, as you can look over there, you will see we have the Atlantis Tower. Those coral colored buildings are the towers for the Atlantis. The one at the very front, that is the Reef Tower. The Reef Tower was designed to be more of a condo building. The one in the front of it, you have the Cove. The Cove is said to be the high-end part of Atlantis. Supposed to design to be all adults, but it didn't work too well with that. And the larger tower there is the Royal Towers, divided into 3 sections. You have the East Wing, the West Wing, and then that arch is called the Brit Suite, also known as the Michael Jackson Suite. That suite goes at $25,000 a night. Yes. Minimum stay is 3 nights.
Oh my.
Minimum stay. In the front here, the harbor side is a timeshare area which is part of Atlantis, but it's under the Marriott's management. And then the tower at the very front with the flag on top, that's the Coral Towers. Also was known as the Britannia Towers when it was built back in the 1960s by the Bahamian government. Over the years, that tower has changed hands.
Oh yeah.
Merv Griffin has owned it at one point, Donald Trump, and also Mr. Saul Kersner, who started the Atlantis project. Now this toll booth here starts at $2, maxed out at $6. Now we, ladies and gentlemen, we are now what is known as Paradise Island, 1.1 square mile. This island here is pretty nice. So at the western side, you have more of the ownership of Atlantis. Over on the eastern side, you'll find the golf course, the Four Seasons, one and only Ocean Club, where they shot parts of that movie Casino Royale. Now over at the golf course, it hosts many tournaments over the years. The Michael Jordan Celebrity Tournament was one of them. The Silk Tournament, which is a full ladies event, and a few weeks ago we had what's called the White Sand Tournament. That's where the kids from out of the United States colleges came down here for that event. To my left, you'll see the entrance for the Marina Village. Now in the Marina Village, it was designed to be more of a shopping and dining area for the Atlantis guests. Stores like Colombian Embers, Diamonds International, which is similar to downtown Nassau, and then some fine dining areas like Carmine, Seafire Steakhouse, Cafe Martinique, and a few others. On the opposite side, get over to your right, Paradise Shopping Village, where you can find a small grocery store, duty-free liquor store, a small shipping company there, some souvenir stores, Anthony's Seafood and Grill, and if you look closely as we come up here, you can see we have a Dunkin' Donuts. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Bahamas runs on Dunkin' too. Now folks, through the mention of the entry of the Coral Towers of Atlantis, just a short walk across here, around the bend, and up to the very top, you'll be entering the Coral Towers of Atlantis. Once entering the Coral Towers front door, you take a left, come around the bend, and you'll be in the casino. In the casino there, you'll have some artwork by Dave Chihuly. Also on the far end of the casino, you'll find the chair, the large chair where you can sit upon and take some photos.
Oh.
All right, everybody's good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Straight to the castle, you know. I don't know. We're just walking. Everything is so pretty. Yeah. Oh wow, that's pretty.
Atlantis is such a beautiful place. Meet our friends, Jeannie and Paul. If we are not late, they're the ones late for the bus. But yeah, let me show you how beautiful Atlantis is. If you ever have the opportunity to book this place, do it. No questions asked.
Oh wow.
Waterfall right there.
So pretty!
Yeah, so we're ready to get fishing. You can get the waterfall. Right here, you can get the waterfall.
It's picture time.
I lose about 9 pounds. 12 days and I'm hospitalized for a month. The wife left, but she didn't take the dog or the kids. Yeah, she let me keep all of those things. Yeah. Now I'm stuck with an 18-year-old daughter. My spread fruit on the tree.
Aki.
Remember that?
Aki.
Aki, yes, it's correct. Aki is the national fruit for the island.
Really?
But some folks said Aki could be poisonous.
No.
Is that correct, lady? Down here, we don't really use that fruit. But right here on Shirley Street was named after one of the governors, William Shirley, who's the governor here in 1840 to 1860 to 1868. William Shirley was the royal governor here in the islands. Also, the street is known for a lot of different denominations of churches. But throughout the entire Bahamas, we have over 4,000 churches among these islands, depending on whichever religion that folks will worship. In the Bahamas, voodoo or black magic is illegal. If you're caught doing that, you're going to be sent to prison for life.
Oh my.
Yeah. I don't fully agree with that, but that's the thing. And let me tell you why I don't agree with that. If you can do black magic, how can you be caught? That's just saying. But right over here, date back to 1803. This is the original structure, but it was first built all those years ago. Some of the stained glass windows were knocked out. A hurricane passed by, blew part of this tree down here. And this tree is almost about 200 plus years old. This tamarind tree right here. It's been around for a very long time.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Now in the Bahamas, we do burials 6 feet in the ground.
Yep.
Also, we do cremation here in the island, but cremation is frowned upon. Most of the Baptist folks, they don't like it too much. Yeah. I heard I came across a study that you can now turn your ashes into diamonds.
Oh.
Anybody heard about that? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we got a few embassies here. And over here on the opposite side, you see the Honda sign. And that's some motor company. That's the folks who deals with the Honda vehicles. Now here in the Bahamas, they have discontinued the Honda Accord by Nassau Motor Company. We don't get it anymore. A newspaper company. The Tribune came around since 1903. Still going strong today. It's also tied in with the radio host that hosts 100 jams in classical music, and Kiss FM, which is a more country station, and YFM, Y98.7 FM. The Bahamas also has a radio broadcasting station known as ZNS. Their frequency will be on 104.5 on the FM dial. Now over here on the left, we have another hospital known as the Princess Margaret Hospital. This hospital is more considered the People's Hospital or the public hospital. If you're not a citizen or resident in the Bahamas, it will cost you about $25 to $35 to see the doctor. If you don't have any money on your person at the time, you can sign the waiver stating that I'll pay you the next time again.
That's nice.
That's how it goes. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Folks do things different ways, but in the Bahamas, we try to keep it number one. Now, as we go up the street here, this is known as Elizabeth Avenue, of course, after Queen Elizabeth. And the hospital, Princess Margaret, was her sister named after.
Oh, yeah.
Now, up this narrow pathway here leads up to the Queen's Staircase. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this here was designed as an escape route for the island. Up to the top, said to be 66 steps. Some folks said one of the steps was paved over during the pavement of the street. Now, history states, and the history book states, that Queen Victoria served for 64 years as Queen of England. They carved out 66 steps in the honor of Queen Victoria, stating that she have served for 66 years. Some folks said they just happened to carve 2 extra steps out. Some folks believe that Queen Victoria left England and came here to the Bahamas to live out the rest of her life, given the why the people carved out 66 steps in her honor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was not around at that time. I just want you to know, just in case. Now, if you folks care to walk up the Queen's Staircase, you can do so. It's 60.
"62 steps, I wasn't counting. I didn't even know I was finished when I reached at the top. But anyway, we went to the craft market to get a fridge magnet. Of course, you know, we always collect that on our cruise. Photo time!
Staircase, you'll see like a picture frame with a description there. Behind that is a tunnel that leads under the ground and in the fort. That's the original escape route there. It also looped from this area here over to the governor's mansion, which is located further west of this point here. Now the large slender structure that you see standing there, that's the water tower. That was built in the years of 1928. Stands at 216 feet high. It was also used as a light beacon to guide ships into the harbor at night. 85,000 gallons of water was designed to hold in there, providing the pressure to flow down into the island, into the main side, the city side known as Nassau. Right. But it's no longer used at this time. The folks are planning to rebuild it to use as an historical site for locale and for visitors when they come here to see more of the island. Unique build, to my understanding, because it had 7 doors and no windows. Each door had a separate compartment where the prisoners would have stayed. That's part of it, still stands right over there today.
No windows.
And And the rest of the structure here with the green wall surrounding it is the police headquarters. Now our police force is known as the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Started back in 1840 here in these islands. And we also have our Navy known as the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. That group of leasons started back in 1975 here in this island. That's 2 years after the... It also has an underground level. Now looking at that structure, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you, how much you think they spent on that building over there?
30 million.
30 million?
I'd say 60.
60 million? Anybody else want to take a guess?
100 million.
140 million?
Watch me like 30.
I'm going to tell you. You ready for this?
Yeah.
$310 million they said they spent on that building. Is that okay?
Sure, if you got it.
It's your tax money.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not fully in construction, but I am an electrician by trade. But I don't know. I've never got a contract that big before.
Yeah.
Right over here, folks, just at the base of this building here, which was actually once a prison in the island, that's where the prison cells was located, at the bottom of the structure. And at the back, we have the Magistrate Court and the Supreme Court. And over here, this building with the natural stones and the red shutters, that once was the Magna Carta Court. Anyone familiar with the Magna Carta? Yeah. Anybody remember the year that was drawn up? No? Go back some more. 1215. The bill states in short notes that no one is above the law. It also states that no taxation without proper representation. Yeah, so you can't take the money and spend whatever you want, like King John was doing during the time that he was king. And he had to sign off on the bill because of what he was doing, or he would have been kicked off the throne. Yeah. Over here, number 50 to number 58, Shirley House, this whole entire area dedicated to the Registry General Department. Now, the Registry General Department is where you can get your birth certificate. If you want to change your name, you get your marriage license. Here in the Bahamas, one husband, one wife. You can't have more than one wife at the same time.
One's enough.
Enough?
You're absolutely
Sometimes.
right, sir. Without a doubt. We have this arch, it's called Gregory's Arch. See how it was carved out of the hill? Now this was a very large piece of stone, as you can see on both sides. They carved through this here design for a route to take to the market. Not an escape route, just not to go over the hill where the governor was. They come under the hill and go directly to the market. What is known as the straw market today was the main trade point for the island. So ships would have come up there, they would have set their stuff up and for sale. Folks would take stuff to the market so they can trade or for sale to someone. Right, that's how that goes. Forms. The younger ladies must have skirts below their knee, no extensions in their hair, no long earrings, no makeup, no cell phones in the class. If you want your kid to have a cell phone, you'll have to send a letter to the office stating that your kid has a cell phone. They will have to keep it at the office from they get to school until 3 o'clock when school is dismissed. All right, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, our schools are color coded as well. The senior high schools are trimmed white. The primary school is supposed to be trimmed green. Right? That's how that works. It was stated by the Prime Minister, if you maintain a 2.5 grade point average, which is a C level, it's up okay. But that's how it is. The folks are pretty easygoing here in the Bahamas. Now you can see, that's where the Governor General stays. That's where the Governor General is assigned to stay. Our Governor General today is a female. Her name is Cynthia Pratt. But that building dates back to the 1700s. So you can imagine what's going on in that building over the years.
Oh, I got umbrellas up there.
So we're now on what's known as West Hill Street. You can see the beautiful bougainvillea. Some folks call it the paper flower. And over here, the Grey Cliff. The Grey Cliff is a very old restaurant, but it dates back to 1973 when they first opened their doors. It's also known for part of a church known as the Church of England, which was built back in. Anybody want to try some of this? You only coming to when are you coming back to the Bahamas? Don't run, don't run.
Anybody up for the strong one?
Ladies, you coming to try the shot of the moonshine?
The white lightning.
Nobody wants to try it. What is it though?
What?
What is it? Moonshine, what is it? Oh. These are so pretty.
You got moonshine.
Is this a watermelon?
So right over to the table there. You got the
Tastes like candy.
Right here is the cashew.
It's good.
Right over here, my dear.
No chocolate.
Right down. I'll be right outside. Okay. Get some wine. Get some wine now.
You see the tree from Jamaica? It's the chocolate tree. No. Let's go down.
You like 4 pieces of chocolate? You know what now? We're going to chew it. These guys could be so good.
Now we are at the John Watkins Distillery and we're going to see how local Bahamian rum is made.
The pina colada.
All right. All right, we can come on in. This is where the tour begins. Is that alcohol in it? Yes, it is. Okay. Everybody good?
The first one was so good, I had to know. Wow, that's really good.
Welcome you all to the John Watkins Distillery, okay? So, tour guide for the next 7, maybe 10 minutes for the tour. It will not be long at all. I'll be giving you a brief history. We'll go downstairs, check out our production area. In standard protocol here in the Bahamas, it is out of my control, but everybody ends up at the bar, okay? All right. So we can all gather around, make some space for those behind us. There's no need to be alarmed, okay? What we have in front of us, it is just a water well. It's not a torture chamber. I know somebody thought about it. Now, let me welcome you all to our production area. Now, I want you all to take a glance over to your left at those barrels. That is where the aging process takes place. It'll take us anywhere from 2 to 10 years, depending on which product that we're trying to make. Now, if you all take a look downstairs, you will see
8 to 10 years. That's the fancy stuff right
there
there.
are only about 5 to 7 of them in total, but they're all responsible for the packaging, labeling, down to the numbering on each and every bottle. You won't find much. But ahead of you is our gift store, and shortly after, everybody's going to find the car. It was my pleasure having you all.
To your left, okay? Keep in mind, ladies and gents, crossing offline, you can travel with at least 2 bottles per person, duty-free crossing offline, okay? We have an awesome special, 2 or more mix or match on the pale, amber, or the Beautista. We will definitely honor 10% discount at our checkout. 2 or more mix or match only on the pale, amber, or the Beautista. The amber was the main one used in the clinical lab sample that you will complement with. Ladies and gents, if you're not sure on the rounds, you can.
Sadly, we're at the end of our tour, and I must say it was so much fun. The bus driver, big up yourself. You're such a vibes. Thank you for all the stops that you took us. You made sure that we were safe. But we couldn't leave without eating fish and plantain, and he dropped us off at the beach. We couldn't stay though, but he allowed us to go and wet our feet. You could always go back and use the beach or use the Margaritaville. But this is the end. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Don't worry, tomorrow we're in Coco Cay.